Oh my god, you won't believe the bombshell that's just exploded in the world of reality TV. Picture this. Kirk Frost, the notorious king of drama from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, caught red-handed in a scheme so twisted, so scandalous, it could shatter his entire empire. We're talking about him allegedly shelling out a whopping $7,000 per episode to a so-called side chick to fake being his baby mama. Yeah, you heard that right, fake pregnancies, fake paternity tests, all for the cameras and the cash. Fans are absolutely losing their minds right now, flooding social media with outrage, memes, and conspiracy theories. Is this the ultimate betrayal, or just another layer in Kirk's web of lies? It all started when an anonymous insider leaked explosive receipts, bank transfers, secret DMs, and even blurry photos of Kirk slipping envelopes under tables at high-end Atlanta spots. This mystery woman, let's call her Jasmine for now, though her real identity is about to send shockwaves, claims she was hired straight out of a casting call to play the role of Kirk's forbidden flame. But why? To boost ratings? To distract from his crumbling marriage to Rashida? Emotions are running sky high as Rashida's inner circle whispers about divorce papers already being drawn up. Imagine the heartbreak. Rashida, the boss babe who's built her brand on loyalty and hustle, now facing public humiliation on a whole new level. Fans are shocked, screaming, how could he? While Kirk's diehards defend him, saying it's all scripted BS. But hold on, because this rabbit hole goes deeper. What if Jasmine isn't just a paid actress? What if there's real baby drama brewing behind the scenes? Leaked audio has surfaced where Kirk allegedly confesses, I needed the storyline to pop. The family is left divided, with Kirk's kids caught in the crossfire, begging for answers. Accusations are flying. Is VH1 in on it? Are other cast members covering up? The suspense is killing us. Will Rashida confront him on camera, or will this fake baby mama spill all the tea in a tell-all interview? Stick around, because we're diving into every juicy detail, every heated argument, and every mind-blowing twist that's got the internet on fire. You thought Love and Hip Hop was dramatic? This fake scandal just turned it up to 11. Let's dive right into this explosive scandal that's got everyone talking. Kirk Frost, the man who's no stranger to controversy on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, has been hit with allegations that could end his marriage, his career, and his reputation all in one fell swoop. Imagine the scene. It's a steamy Atlanta night, and Kirk is spotted slipping into a dimly lit lounge, not with his wife Rashida, but with this mysterious woman who's been popping up in whispers and side-eye glances for months. Sources close to the situation tell us that this isn't just any fling, oh no, this is a calculated plot straight out of a soap opera script. Kirk allegedly paid this woman, whom we're identifying as Jasmine Reed, a staggering $7,000 per episode to pretend she's carrying his child. Yes, fake ultrasounds, fake doctor's appointments, the works. Fans are shocked, scrolling through Instagram and Twitter, posting comments like, Kirk, how low can you go? And, Rashida deserves better. The drama kicked off when an anonymous tipster dropped a bombshell email to a popular gossip blog, complete with screenshots of wire transfers from Kirk's personal account. One transfer alone shows $14,000 wired to Jasmine's Venmo, labeled innocently as consulting fees. But honey, we all know what that really means in the world of reality TV. Jasmine, a 28-year-old aspiring model from Decatur, Georgia, was reportedly scouted by Kirk's team during a casting call for extras on the show. According to insiders, Kirk approached her personally, saying, "Baby girl, I got a role that'll make you famous overnight." Jasmine, dazzled by the promise of fame and fortune, signed on the dotted line. But here's where it gets juicy. She wasn't just acting as a side chick. She had to fake an entire pregnancy storyline to ramp up the ratings. Picture Jasmine strutting into filming sessions with a prosthetic baby bump, tears streaming down her face as she confronts Kirk on camera, yelling, "This is your baby, Kirk. You can't deny it anymore." Kirk, playing his part to perfection, stammers back, "I don't know what you're talking about, Jasmine. This can't be happening." The crew eats it up, the producers high-five behind the scenes, and viewers at home are glued to their screens, gasping at every revelation. But off camera? That's where the real betrayal simmers. Rashida, the queen of her own fashion empire with her Pressed by Rashida boutique, starts noticing the red flags. Late-night texts lighting up Kirk's phone, unexplained absences during family dinners, and that nagging feeling in her gut that something's off. One night, after a particularly heated argument at home, Rashida confronts him. "Kirk, who is this Jasmine chick? I've seen the DMS, the calls, don't lie to me." Kirk, sweating bullets, tries to brush it off. "It's just show business, baby. You know how it is, everything's scripted." But Rashida isn't buying it. Emotions run high as she slams the door, tears welling up, screaming, "After all these years, this is how you repay me? Faking a baby with some random woman for money?" The family is left divided, with Kirk's older son from a previous relationship stepping in, saying, "Dad, this is messed up. Mom's hurting bad." Fans online are rallying behind Rashida, creating hashtags like hashtag Team Rashida and hashtag Kirk Ice Over, while Kirk's supporters argue it's all for the show. But wait, there's a twist already brewing in this tangled web. Jasmine isn't as innocent as she seems. Leaks suggest she demanded more money mid-season, threatening to expose the whole scheme if Kirk didn't cough up an extra $5,000 bonus. In a secretly recorded phone call that's making the rounds on TikTok, Jasmine hisses, "Kirk, you promised me the world. If you don't pay up, I'll tell Rashida everything, and the blogs too." Kirk, panicking, wires the cash immediately, but not before begging, "Keep it quiet, Jasmine. This could ruin us all. The stakes are personal now." Rashida's business partners are pulling out, worried about the bad press, and Kirk's music deals are hanging by a thread. Accusations fly from all sides. Did VH1 executives know about this fake plot? Were they in on it to boost viewership after a lackluster season? One producer, speaking anonymously, admits, "Yeah, we encourage the drama, but paying an actress to fake a pregnancy? That's next level." The betrayal cuts deep, with Rashida's best friend Carly Red spilling tea on her own Instagram live, saying, "Girl, I told you Kirk was shady." This Jasmine mess is the last straw. Fans are divided, some calling for a boycott of the show, others binge-watching old episodes for clues. As the story unfolds, unexpected alliances form. Jasmine reaches out to Rashida via a mutual friend, whispering, "It's not what you think, Kirk forced me into this." But is she telling the truth, or just covering her tracks? The suspense builds as paternity test results, faked, of course, are teased in upcoming episodes. Kirk's mother gets involved, calling a family meeting where tempers flare. "Son, you've gone too far this time," she scolds, while Kirk defends himself, "Ma, it's all for the family. The money from the show keeps us afloat." But the emotional conflict is palpable. Rashida feels betrayed not just as a wife but as a business partner who's built everything with Kirk. Friends like Toya Wright chime in, advising Rashida, "Leave him, sis. You don't need this toxicity." The drama escalates when Jasmine posts cryptic stories on her social media, hinting at big reveals coming soon, sending fans into a frenzy. Comments pour in. "Spill the tea, Jasmine," and "Kirk, you're done." Meanwhile, Kirk tries damage control, posting a vague apology on his page. "Mistakes were made, but family first." But it's too little, too late. The heated arguments spill over into public spots. Paparazzi catch Kirk and Rashida arguing outside a restaurant, with Rashida yelling, "How many more lies, Kirk? This fake baby mama crap is humiliating." Kirk pleads, "Let me explain, it's not real, but the damage is done." As part one of this saga wraps, the twists keep coming. What if Jasmine is actually pregnant for real, but not by Kirk? Rumors swirl that she has a secret boyfriend who's furious about the fake storyline. He confronts Kirk at a club, shoving him and shouting, "Stay away from my girl, Frost." This fake BS ends now. Security breaks it up, but the video goes viral, adding fuel to the fire. Fans are shocked, theorizing wild plots like, maybe the boyfriend is in on it too. The family drama intensifies as Kirk's kids question their dad's integrity, one daughter tearfully asking, "Daddy, is any of this true?" Kirk, heartbroken, promises, "It's all smoke and mirrors, baby girl." But doubts linger. Resolutions seem far off, with Rashida considering a solo spin-off show to reclaim her narrative. The betrayal stings, emotions run wild, and the accusations mount. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. The rabbit hole goes deeper with more twists that'll leave you breathless. Jasmine's tell-all interview is reportedly in the works, promising to expose every dirty detail. Will Kirk confess? Will Rashida walk away? The suspense is killer, and the drama is far from over. As the whispers turn into roars across social media, the Kirk Frost fake baby mama scandal spirals into pure chaos. Jasmine Reed, now the most talked about name in Atlanta, decides she's done playing the quiet paid actress. In a bold move that sends shockwaves through the love and hip-hop universe, she schedules a live Instagram session titled, "The Truth About Kirk Frost." Thousands tune in within minutes, hearts pounding, fingers hovering over record buttons. Jasmine appears on screen, no makeup, eyes red from crying, prosthetic bump long discarded. "Y'all, I can't keep this lie going," she starts, voice trembling. "Kirk paid me to fake everything. The pregnancy, the arguments, even the way I cried on camera, it was all rehearsed. He said it would make the show pop, bring in bigger checks for everybody. Fans explode in the comments. Spill sis, proof or it didn't happen. Rashida, we writing for you. Jasmine holds up her phone, showing more bank statements, timestamps matching episode filming dates. One transfer reads $7,000 exactly, labeled, episode advance. She continues, he told me Rashida already knew it was fake, that it was just business. But when I met her at a cast party, the look in her eyes, girl was hurt for real. The live cuts to a pre-recorded clip Jasmine claims she secretly filmed. In it, Kirk is heard on speakerphone. Jasmine, stick to the script. Cry harder next take, make it look like I'm abandoning you. Ratings gonna eat that up. The audio is grainy but unmistakable, Kirk's signature drawl, the nervous laugh he does when cornered. Viewers lose it. Screenshots flood everywhere. Hashtag Kirk Frost exposed trends worldwide within the hour. Back at the Frost household, Rashida watches the live in stunned silence, phone clutched so tight her knuckles turn white. Her sister sits beside her, rubbing her back, whispering, you don't deserve this, Shida. Rashida doesn't cry at first, she just stares, processing years of loyalty crashing down. Then the anger hits like a freight train. She grabs her keys, storms out, drives straight to the studio where they're supposed to film the reunion special. Security tries to stop her but she pushes past, bursting onto the set mid-rehearsal. Kirk is there, laughing with producers, acting like nothing's wrong. The room freezes when Rashida screams, you lying son of a. You paid her $7,000 an episode to pretend she was pregnant with your baby? While I'm raising our kids, building our legacy, Kirk's face drains of color. He stammers, Rashida, baby, wait, it's not like that. It was for the show. You know how these producers push for drama. She steps closer, voice shaking with rage. Don't you dare blame VH1. This was you. You looked me in my face every night, kissed me, told me I was your queen, while you were wiring money to some girl to fake our family falling apart. Producers scramble to cut cameras but it's too late, someone's already streaming to TikTok. The clip goes mega viral. Rashida in tears, Kirk cornered, the whole cast watching in horror. Scrappy, who's been quiet most of the season, finally speaks up. Man, Kirk, that's foul. Even for this show. Mimi, Rashida's ride or die, jumps in, pointing at Kirk. You played with her heart for clout. That's not a husband, that's a clown. Emotions run so high the reunion has to pause. Rashida walks off set, refusing to film another second until Kirk is gone. Backstage, she collapses into a chair, friends surrounding her like a shield. I gave him everything, she sobs. My trust, my time, my body after kids, my brand. And this is what I get. Carly Red pulls her into a hug. You're stronger than this, Shida. We got you. Meanwhile, Jasmine's live is still rolling. Callers flood in. One fan asks, did Kirk ever try anything with you for real? Jasmine hesitates, then nods slowly. He did, more than once. Said it was method acting. I turned him down every time, but he kept pushing. That's when I started recording. Another bombshell. Fans gasp. Theories explode. Was the fake pregnancy cover for a real affair? Did Kirk get Jasmine pregnant and then pay her to stage it as fake to throw Rashida off? The internet detectives go wild, digging up old photos, comparing timelines. One eagle-eyed fan notices Jasmine's bump looks slightly different in every episode, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, sometimes missing padding lines. Prosthetic fail, they caption. Another posts side-by-side ultrasounds from the show, clearly photoshopped, shadows all wrong. The evidence piles up, making Kirk's denials look weaker by the minute. Kirk, desperate, calls an emergency meeting with his manager and PR team. We gotta spin this, he says, pacing. Say Jasmine's lying for clout. Say she stole my card details. His manager shakes his head. Too late, man. The receipts are public. Venmo doesn't lie. Kirk slams his fist on the table. Then leaks something on her. Find dirt. But the PR lady warns, that backfires and you look even worse. Domestic violence allegations already floating because of how you grabbed her arm in one scene. Kirk freezes. That was acting, but perception is reality in this game. Back online, Jasmine drops part 2 of her story. She shows text messages from Kirk begging her not to talk to Rashida. One reads, please Jasmine, don't ruin my family. I'll pay you double next season. Another, if you breathe a word, you'll never work in this city again. Intimidation tactics. Fans are livid. Hashtag justice for Rashida surges. Rashida, now surrounded by her inner circle, starts planning her response. She meets with lawyers, not just for divorce but for defamation and fraud claims against Kirk if he tries to flip the narrative. I built Pressed by Rashida with him in mind, she tells her team. Every collection, every store opening, he was supposed to be my partner. Now I do it alone. The emotional toll is brutal. At night she can't sleep, replaying every sweet moment, wondering which were real. Her kids sense the tension. Her youngest asks, "Mommy, why is Daddy on TV so much?" Rashida forces a smile. "It's just work, baby." But inside she's breaking. Kirk tries one last Hail Mary. He shows up at the house unannounced, flowers in hand, kids already in bed. Rashida opens the door, arms crossed. "What do you want, Kirk?" He drops to his knees right there on the porch. "I messed up, Sheeta. It started as a storyline, but I got caught up. The money, the attention, it blinded me. But I love you, always have." Tears stream down his face. Rashida looks down at him, heart twisting. Part of her wants to believe, to forgive, to keep the family together. But the betrayal runs too deep. "You didn't just cheat on me with a woman," she says quietly. "You cheated on our life. You made our pain entertainment. I can't unsee that." She closes the door softly, leaving him on the steps in the rain. Cameras weren't rolling, but neighbors filmed it anyway. The clip spreads like wildfire. Fans call it the most heartbreaking moment in reality TV history. Kirk drives away, head in hands, knowing he might have lost everything. Jasmine, feeling the heat, goes private on all accounts after death threats roll in. Some fans blame her, calling her a homewrecker, others hail her as a whistleblower. The truth gets murkier by the day. Producers scramble to salvage the season. They edit episodes to include behind-the-scenes confessionals where cast members react in real time to the scandal. One scene shows young Jock shaking his head. "Kirk, bruh, you wild for this." Another has Rashida in tears during an interview. "I thought we were building an empire. Turns out I was just a storyline." Ratings skyrocket despite, or because of, the mess. VH1 issues a vague statement: "We take these allegations seriously and are reviewing all production practices." But no one buys it. Insiders whisper the network knew about the paid storyline from day one, greenlit it for drama. The betrayal feels industry-wide now. As tensions peak, a new twist drops. Jasmine's boyfriend, a local DJ named Trey, goes live himself. "Y'all got it twisted," he says. Jasmine never slept with Kirk. But he did try hard. And when she said no, he got petty, started spreading rumors she was after him for money. Trey shows messages where Kirk allegedly threatens to blackball Jasmine in the industry. The plot thickens again. Was Kirk's payment not just for acting, but hush money too? Fans are dizzy from the turns. Rashida, watching from afar, feels a flicker of relief, maybe no real affair, but the pain doesn't fade. She posts her first public statement, a simple photo of her and the kids, captioned, "Family over everything." Always. No mention of Kirk. The message is loud. The Frost empire cracks wider. Business partners pull funding from joint ventures. Sponsors drop Rashida's line out of fear of association. Kirk's solo music project gets shelved. Both are bleeding money and credibility. Yet the drama machine keeps churning. Reunion Part 2 films amid heavy security. Rashida agrees to appear, but only if Kirk is across the stage, no contact. Host Marlene Wayans walks a tightrope, trying to get answers without total meltdown. When Rashida finally speaks, the room hushes. "I loved that man with everything I had," she says, voice steady now. "But love don't pay somebody to fake a baby and break your heart on national TV." Kirk tries to interrupt. "Sheeta," she cuts him off. "No, you had years to be honest. Now you sit there and listen." The power shift is palpable. For the first time, Kirk looks small. The audience cheers. Jasmine, invited as a surprise guest, walks out last. The tension could cut glass. She looks at Rashida. "I'm sorry. I was young, dumb, chasing a bag. I didn't think about who I was hurting." Rashida nods slowly. "I don't hate you. I hate what he turned us into." No hugs, no fake reconciliation, just raw truth. The episode ends on a cliffhanger. Kirk's final words. "I'm not proud of who I became. But I'm fighting to be better. For my kids. For me." Fade to black. Fans riot online. Some want forgiveness, others demand divorce. The family remains divided, wounds fresh, futures uncertain. And just when it seems the storm might settle, one last leak surfaces. A lawyer's letter sent to VH1, demanding Kirk repay every dollar paid to Jasmine plus damages. Rashida's name isn't on it, but everyone knows who's behind the move. The saga isn't over. Not by a long shot. The fallout from that reunion taping hits like a hurricane sweeping through Atlanta. Clips of Rashida shutting Kirk down on national television rack up millions of views overnight, turning her into an instant icon for women everywhere who've ever been played. T-shirts pop up on Etsy within hours. "I'm not proud of who I became," with Kirk's face crossed out. Sheeta said "no contact," in bold letters. The internet crowns her the queen of clapbacks. But behind the memes and the cheers, Rashida is quietly crumbling. She stops posting for days, locks herself in her home studio, staring at old photos of her and Kirk from the early love and hip-hop days, smiling, young, unbreakable. One night she calls her mom at 3 a.m., voice barely above a whisper. "Ma, did I miss the signs? Was I blind this whole time?" Her mother, always the rock, sighs deeply. "Baby, love makes fools of us all. But you're not a fool. You're a fighter. Now fight for you." That conversation lights a small fire in Rashida. The next morning she's up before dawn, hair pulled back, no makeup, filming a raw Instagram story from her kitchen. "Y'all been asking if I'm okay. Honestly? No. But I will be. I'm not hiding anymore. This pain is real, but so is my strength. No filters, no glamour, just truth." The comments flood with love, prayers, heart emojis, women sharing their own stories of betrayal. It's cathartic, healing in real time. Meanwhile, Kirk spirals in the opposite direction. He holes up in a rented condo on the west side, away from the family home, blinds drawn, phone on do not disturb except for his lawyer. The guilt eats at him like acid. He replays every moment, the first time he pitched the fake pregnancy idea to producers, the thrill when they said yes, the rush of extra screen time, bigger checks. Now it all tastes like ash. He tries calling Rashida a dozen times a day. Every call goes straight to voicemail. One desperate night he records a voice note, voice cracking. "Sheeta, I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I know I broke us. But our kids, they ask about you every day when I pick them up. They see me falling apart. Please, just talk to me. Even if it's to curse me out. Anything." He sends it, then throws the phone across the room, glass shattering. No reply comes. The kids are the real casualties in this war. Kirk's oldest son from his previous relationship, now in his 20s, pulls away hard. He posts a cryptic tweet. "Some men build families, others destroy them for views." Sad. It gets retweeted thousands of times, tagged with Kirk's handle. The younger ones, still in elementary and middle school, don't fully grasp the scandal but feel the shift. Mom's not around as much, dad's quieter, angrier. One daughter draws a picture at school. Stick figures of the family holding hands, but Kirk's figure is crossed out with red crayon. The teacher calls Rashida, concerned. Rashida picks her up early, holds her tight in the car. "Everything's gonna be okay, baby. Mommy's here." But inside she's terrified. How do you protect kids from a public implosion? Jasmine Reed, the spark that lit the fuse, finds herself in the eye of a different storm. After her explosive lives, brands reach out for interviews, podcasts beg for exclusives, even a few reality show offers roll in. But the hate is vicious. Anonymous accounts dox her old addresses, send threats to her family. She deletes everything, goes ghost for a week. When she resurfaces, it's on a small podcast nobody expected, a no-frills YouTube channel run by a local blogger. Jasmine looks exhausted, voice softer. "I thought I was just acting. I thought nobody would really get hurt. But seeing Rashida's face that day on set, I'll carry that regret forever." She reveals more. Kirk didn't just pay her per episode, he promised her a recurring role next season, maybe even a spin-off. He said, "Play this right and you'll be the new star." I believed him. The host presses. "Did anything physical ever happen?" Jasmine shakes her head firmly. "Never. I set boundaries early. But he tested them. A lot." She plays one more audio clip, Kirk drunk dialing her after a cast party. "Come on, Jasmine, one time. Nobody has to know. It's just us." Her reply is ice cold. "I'm here for the bag, not the bed. Keep it professional." The clip ends with Kirk cursing under his breath before hanging up. Listeners go feral in the comments. Kirk's camp tries to counter with their own narrative. They leak texts showing Jasmine asking for more money, calling her greedy and opportunistic. But it backfires. The public sees a powerful man trying to smear a young woman who already admitted her wrongs. Sympathy swings harder toward Jasmine. She starts a GoFundMe for legal fees and relocation after the threats escalate. It raises 6 figures in 48 hours. Rashida quietly donates anonymously through a friend. When the receipt leaks, fans lose their minds. Sheeta is class personified. The gesture doesn't mean forgiveness, it means humanity. Producers, sensing blood in the water, push for a special episode titled, The Fallout. They fly in therapists, mediators, even a family counselor. Kirk agrees to appear only if Rashida does. She hesitates for weeks, then says yes, but with conditions: separate entrances, no shared segments unless she approves, and full veto power over questions. The taping day arrives like a funeral. Security is tripled. Rashida walks in wearing all black, head high, pressed by Rashida necklace gleaming. Kirk arrives disheveled, unshaven, eyes bloodshot. They don't look at each other. The mediator starts slow. Rashida, what do you need to say? She takes a deep breath. I need to say I'm done carrying his mistakes. I'm done pretending we're okay for the cameras, for the kids, for the brand. I loved you, Kirk. Deeply. But love doesn't look like this. Kirk wipes his eyes. I know. I destroyed the best thing I ever had. I'm in therapy now. Real therapy, not the show kind. I'm trying to fix me. Rashida nods, but her voice stays firm. Fixing you can't fix what you broke in me. I'm filing. It's done. The room goes silent. Kirk's shoulders slump. He doesn't argue, doesn't beg. He just nods, defeated. I understand. I'll make it right for the kids. Whatever you need. Off camera, after the lights dim, Rashida approaches him one last time. No cameras, no audience. Don't make this harder on them than it already is, she says quietly. Be the father they deserve, even if you couldn't be the husband I needed. Kirk looks up, tears falling freely. I promise. She walks away without another word. The special airs 2 weeks later. Ratings shatter records. But the real shift happens off-screen. Rashida relaunches her boutique line Solo, new logo, new vibe, rebuilt collection inspired by resilience. It sells out in hours. She starts a podcast called After the Storm, interviewing women who've rebuilt after betrayal. Episodes trend every week. Kirk steps back from social media, focuses on fatherhood and sobriety. He enrolls in anger management, posts one simple picture, him and the kids at a park, captioned, starting over, one day at a time. Fans notice he's tagged Rashida in nothing since. Jasmine moves to Los Angeles, signs with a small talent agency, books a recurring role on a streaming drama, not as a baby mama, but as a fierce lawyer. She dedicates her first paycheck to a domestic violence shelter in Atlanta. Slow healing begins, but scars remain. At a family barbecue months later, the kids run between both parents' houses, two separate but civil worlds. Rashida watches from her porch as Kirk helps their daughter with a bike, laughing the way he used to. It stings, but it doesn't destroy her anymore. She's rebuilt stronger. The scandal that once threatened to break her became the fire that forged her. Fans still debate. Was it all worth it for the ratings? Did Kirk ever truly change? Will Rashida ever love again? Unresolved questions linger like smoke after the blaze. One thing's clear, the Frost family drama didn't end with a reunion special. It evolved into something rawer, realer. And the world keeps watching, because in the end, truth is messier and more compelling than any script VH1 could write. The saga continues, one heartbreak, one comeback, one quiet step forward at a time. The dust from the reunion special barely settles before the next wave crashes over the Frost family like a tidal wave nobody saw coming. VH1, smelling the unprecedented ratings goldmine, green lights and unprecedented, uncut fallout, 2-hour special, no commercial breaks, no producer edits, raw footage from hidden cameras and cast phones. The announcement drops on a Tuesday afternoon and social media implodes within minutes. Fans camp out online, refreshing obsessively, betting pools start on Twitter about whether Rashida will even show up or if Kirk will bail entirely. The promo trailer leaks first, grainy clips of Rashida staring blankly at old wedding photos, Kirk punching a wall in an empty hotel room, Jasmine in a hoodie walking through an airport looking over her shoulder. Voiceover booms. When the lies stop, the healing begins, or the war escalates. Nobody knows which it'll be. Taping day feels like a battlefield. The set is stripped down, no flashy lights, just folding chairs in a circle, one camera operator, and a therapist named Dr. Lena who's known for breaking through reality TV walls. Security lines the perimeter like it's the Oscars. Rashida arrives first in a simple white tee and jeans, no jewelry except her wedding band she still hasn't taken off. Fans later obsess over that detail for weeks. She sits silently, legs crossed, eyes forward. Kirk walks in 10 minutes later, head down, wearing the same hoodie he's been photographed in for days. He freezes when he sees her already there. No greeting, no eye contact. Jasmine enters last, escorted by her new manager, looking smaller than on her lives, like the weight of everything finally hit her. Dr. Lena starts without preamble. This isn't about blame today. It's about truth. Who wants to go first? Silence stretches so long it hurts. Then Rashida speaks, voice low but clear. I stayed quiet for years because I thought protecting the image protected us. I let cameras in our bedroom, our arguments, our baby's first steps, thinking it was building something lasting. But it was just feeding a monster. Kirk, you didn't just pay Jasmine to lie, you paid to make me look like a fool on TV. Every time I defended you in confessionals, every time I cried and said, "We'll get through this," you knew it was fake. How'd I ever trust my own judgment again? Her words land like punches. Kirk opens his mouth, closes it, tries again. Sheeta, I convinced myself it was harmless. Extra drama, extra money for the kids' college, for your stores. I told myself you'd understand once the checks cleared. But I was lying to myself more than anyone. He pauses, voice breaking. I'm ashamed. Every night I see your face when you found out. It haunts me. Jasmine shifts uncomfortably. I want to say something too. Rashida, I never meant to hurt you. I was broke, chasing a dream, and Kirk made it sound like everybody does this. Fake storylines, paid drama. He said you were in on it at first, that it was an open secret. When I realized you weren't, I should have stopped right then. Instead I took more money to keep quiet. That makes me just as guilty. Rashida looks at her for the first time. Not with hate, but exhaustion. You were 28. He was 40-something with power, a platform, a wife at home. The blame isn't equal, Jasmine. But thank you for saying it out loud. A small crack forms in the ice, acknowledgement, not absolution. The session drags on for hours. Kirk admits more. He orchestrated fake text leaks to blogs himself to stir buzz, paid a friend to pose as an insider, with the initial receipts tip. I got addicted to the attention, he confesses. Every time ratings spiked after a fight, I felt like I was winning. But I was losing everything real. Dr. Lena pushes. What's the cost been, Kirk? He looks straight at Rashida. My wife. My self-respect. My kids looking at me like I'm a stranger. I wake up every day knowing I might never get them back. Rashida doesn't respond, just nods once, tears silent on her cheeks. A surprise twist nobody expects. Rashida's mother, who's never appeared on camera before, walks in mid-session. Producers didn't plan it, she showed up unannounced, demanding to be let in. Security hesitates but Rashida waves them off. Mama Frost sits beside her daughter, hand on her knee. She looks at Kirk like only a mother can, disappointed, angry, heartbroken. Boy, I raised you better than this. Or at least I thought I did. You turned my baby's pain into profit. You made my grandbabies watch their parents tear each other apart for likes and comments. If you ever want back in this family, it starts with actions, not apologies on TV. Kirk drops his head into his hands, sobbing openly. It's the most vulnerable he's ever been on camera. Fans watching later call it the gut punch moment of the decade. Post-session leaks emerge almost immediately. Someone on crew sold snippets to TMZ. Headlines scream. Kirk Frost breaks down in tears. I lost my wife. Rashida's mom confronts Kirk on camera. Jasmine begs forgiveness in raw therapy session. The internet splits again. Half call it genuine redemption arc, half say it's crocodile tears for sympathy votes. Memes flood in. Kirk crying captioned, when the bag costs you the family, Rashida's stoic face turned into unbothered queen. Edits. But beneath the noise, real shifts happen. Rashida files for divorce quietly the next week. No splashy announcements, just court papers served at Kirk's condo. She asks for full custody with supervised visitation until he completes court-mandated counseling. Kirk doesn't fight it, he signs quickly, adds a handwritten note, whatever makes it easiest for you and the kids. I'm sorry. He moves into a smaller place, starts volunteering at a youth center teaching music production to at-risk teens, something he's never publicized before. Paparazzi catch him there, sleeves rolled up, actually smiling for the first time in months. Jasmine lands her first real acting gig, not reality, but a scripted Netflix limited series about a young woman escaping a toxic situationship. She dedicates the role to every woman who got caught in someone else's lie. In press junkets she's careful, gracious, refuses to bash Kirk but owns her part fully. I learned the hard way that quick money costs more than you think, she says in one interview. Her follower count doubles, but she keeps comments off most posts. Peace over clout. Rashida's Rebuilt collection launches with a pop-up event in Atlanta. No Kirk mentions, just her team, and supporters. The line features pieces embroidered with affirmations. I rise, unbreakable, my story my way. Celebrities show up in solidarity, Candy Burris, Monica, even former cast members who stayed neutral before. Sales break records. She announces the second season of her podcast will focus on co-parenting after betrayal, featuring therapists and real women sharing stories. Listeners write in by the thousands. She's not just surviving, she's thriving in a way she never could while tethered to Kirk's chaos. Months pass. The kids start therapy together as a unit. One weekend Rashida and Kirk meet at a neutral park for a handoff. No cameras, no drama. The children run between them, hugging both. Kirk kneels, talks softly to his daughter about school. Rashida watches from a bench, arms folded, but she doesn't look away in anger anymore, just quiet observation. When the kids leave with her, Kirk lingers. "They're happy with you," he says. "That's all I ever wanted." Rashida pauses, then keeps showing up for them. Not for redemption, for them. She walks away, head high. The final twist nobody predicts comes quietly. A year after the scandal breaks, VH1 announces Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is going on indefinite hiatus, to allow the cast to focus on personal growth. Insiders whisper it's because the network can't top the real-life fallout they accidentally created. No more forced storylines, no more paid drama. The machine that chewed them up finally spits them out. Fans still rewatch the old episodes with new eyes, spotting every fake cry, every rehearsed fight. But the conversation shifts from, who's lying, to, what happens after the cameras stop. Rashida becomes a symbol, not of victimhood, but of radical self-reclamation. Kirk fades from the spotlight, rebuilding slowly, privately. Jasmine carves her own lane. And somewhere in the quiet spaces between scandals, healing happens, not dramatic, not televised, just real. The $7,000 per episode fake baby mama scheme that started it all becomes legend in reality TV lore, the plot twist that broke the fourth wall so hard the whole show had to reinvent itself. Unresolved questions linger. Will Rashida ever remarry? Will Kirk earn back trust? Does Jasmine regret it all? But the biggest truth emerges: sometimes the most explosive drama isn't scripted. It's what happens when the script ends and real life begins. And in that messy, painful, beautiful aftermath, 3 people, and an entire fanbase, learn what survival, accountability, and second chances really look like. The years following the great Kirk Frost fake baby mama implosion become the stuff of Atlanta legend whispered about in barbershops, beauty salons, and late-night group chats long after Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fades from the airwaves. What started as a $7,000 per episode paycheck for Jasmine Reed morphs into something far bigger, a cultural reset button nobody asked for but everybody needed. Rashida Frost emerges as the unexpected phoenix of the whole mess, her name now synonymous with unbreakable resilience in a city that's seen every flavor of scandal. She doesn't just survive, she redefines the comeback narrative one calculated step at a time. First comes the quiet phase, the one the cameras never capture. Rashida sells the big family home in Buckhead, the one with the home studio where so many confessionals were filmed, the one where Kirk once promised forever while wiring hush money behind her back. She buys a sleek modern townhouse in Midtown closer to her boutique flagship, smaller, cozier, no echoes of old arguments bouncing off high ceilings. The kids get their own rooms decorated exactly how they want, no compromise, no, daddy might come back, furniture left in storage. She hires a child psychologist who specializes in high-profile family breakdowns, someone who teaches the little ones age-appropriate ways to talk about feelings without the weight of public opinion crushing them. Your parents loved each other once, the therapist explains gently, and sometimes love changes shape but it doesn't disappear. The kids nod solemnly, absorbing it like little sponges. Rashida listens from the hallway, fighting the urge to burst in and hug them until they can't breathe. Kirk meanwhile disappears from the scene almost entirely. No club appearances, no feature verses on up-and-coming rappers' tracks, no thirsty IG stories at 2 a.m. He takes a job teaching music production at a community center in Southwest Atlanta, the kind of place where kids show up with borrowed laptops and dreams bigger than their circumstances allow. He shows up every Tuesday and Thursday, rain or shine, sleeves rolled up, beats cued, no ego, no entourage. The teenagers call him Mr. Frost, at first, then just Kirk, when he proves he's not there for clout. One kid, a lanky 16-year-old named Jalen, asks during a break, "Yo, you that dude from Love and Hip Hop, right? The one with all the drama?" Kirk exhales, slow nods once. "Yeah, that was me. Learned the hard way, cameras don't love you back." Jalen doesn't press, just hands him a USB drive with a rough track. "Fix this mix for me then." Kirk does better, he sits with him for 2 extra hours teaching compression, EQ, layering until the beat bangs clean. Word spreads quietly in the neighborhood. That reality dude actually knows his stuff and he ain't frontin'. It's the first time in years Kirk feels useful without a paycheck or a producer yelling cut. Jasmine Reed's trajectory bends in unexpected directions too. The Netflix role turns into 2 more guest spots, then a recurring character on a primetime legal drama where she plays a sharp-tongued investigator who always uncovers the truth no matter how buried. Irony isn't lost on her. She starts dating quietly a sound engineer she met on set, someone steady, grounded, nothing like the chaos she once chased for a quick bag. They keep it off social media for almost a year before a blurry pap shot leaks them at a low-key coffee spot in Silver Lake. Caption speculation runs wild. Is Jasmine finally happy? Did she learn her lesson? She addresses it once in a Vanity Fair profile, soft-spoken, measured. I spent years trying to be seen. Now I just want to be at peace. That's the real glow-up. Fans who once dragged her start defending her in comment sections. She owned her part, let her live. Rashida's podcast, After the Storm, becomes a quiet powerhouse. No celebrity booking agents, no PR teams pushing agendas, just real conversations with women who've walked through fire and come out the other side. One episode features a single mom who left an emotionally abusive marriage, another a business owner who rebuilt after a partner embezzled funds, a third a former reality star who quit the game entirely to protect her mental health. Rashida listens more than she talks, letting silence do the heavy lifting. Downloads climb steadily, then explode when Oprah's team reaches out for a one-on-one. They film in Rashida's new home, no set, no lights, just two women on a couch talking like old friends. Oprah asks the question everyone's been waiting for, do you ever think about forgiving him? Rashida pauses, sips her tea. Forgiveness isn't a gift I owe him. It's a release I give myself when I'm ready. Right now I'm still unpacking what he broke. When the pieces fit again, maybe I'll decide. But it won't be for him, it'll be for me. The clip goes mega viral, quoted in therapy TikToks, printed on journals sold at Target. Women tattoo the words on forearms, collarbones, wrists, permanent reminders that healing isn't linear and it damn sure isn't owed to the person who caused the wound. Co-parenting evolves slowly, painfully but steadily. Drop-offs move from tense park benches to quick front door handoffs, then eventually to shared birthday parties where both parents sit at opposite ends of the table but manage small talk about school grades, soccer schedules. The kids notice the shift, stop asking, are mommy and daddy getting back together? And start asking practical things like, can we go to Disney with both of you? Rashida and Kirk exchange a look over cupcakes one December. Neither says yes, but neither says no either. It's progress, the kind measured in millimeters, not miles. 5 years after the scandal breaks, a documentary crew approaches all three for a retrospective called The Fallout Heard Round the Culture. Rashida agrees only if it's not framed as redemption porn. Kirk says yes if it focuses on growth, not gossip. Jasmine signs on with the condition that her segment addresses accountability without re-traumatizing anyone. The film premieres at Tribeca to standing ovations, sells to HBO Max in a heated bidding war. Critics call it the anti-reality show, a rare honest look at what happens when the fourth wall doesn't just break, it shatters into a million jagged pieces and everyone has to walk barefoot across them. In the final scene, shot separately, the three of them never in the same room, Rashida speaks last. She's in her boutique after hours, racks of new designs surrounding her, soft lighting catching the gold in her pressed by Rashida logo. I used to think my worth was tied to being half of a power couple, she says, looking straight into the lens. Turns out my power was always mine. He didn't give it to me and he couldn't take it away. The fake pregnancy, the paid lies, the public humiliation, they were loud but they weren't permanent. What's permanent is what I built after. She smiles, small, real. I'm not the woman who got played anymore. I'm the woman who played the hand she was dealt, turned it into an empire, and taught my kids what real strength looks like. That's the legacy that matters. The screen fades to black. No dramatic music, no cliffhanger text, just quiet. Credits roll over, photos old and new, Kirk with his community center kids, Jasmine on a red carpet, Rashida cutting the ribbon at her second store location, the children laughing at a neutral family vacation, nobody staged for views. Social media erupts one last time, not with hate or memes but with something softer, gratitude, reflection, thousands of comments pouring in. This is what healing looks like, thank you for showing the messy middle, not just the comeback. I'm crying in my car right now. The documentary doesn't erase the pain, it honors it, gives it space to breathe, then lets it go. In Hafizabad, Punjab, half a world away, a young woman named Hiba Noor watches the final credits roll, wipes her eyes and texts her best friend, sometimes the biggest scandals teach the smallest truths. You don't need cameras to matter. You just need to keep going. She hits send, closes her laptop and steps outside into the warm night air, feeling lighter than she has in years. And somewhere in Atlanta, three lives once tangled in the same ugly knot continue forward, not together, not enemies, just separate paths lit by the same hard-won dawn. The $7,000 fake baby mama check that started it all becomes footnote trivia. The real story, the one worth telling, is what happened after the money ran out, the cameras stopped rolling and the healing quietly began. No neat bows, no fairy tale endings, just three people stubborn enough to rebuild from ruins and brave enough to let the world watch, not for entertainment but for proof that even the messiest chapters can close with grace. The end isn't flashy, it's steady, persistent, human. And in the end, that's the only plot twist that ever really mattered. If this story proves anything, it's that reality TV isn't always as scripted as we think, but sometimes it's more scripted than we ever imagined. So what do you think? Was this the ultimate rating stunt, or did things spiral way out of control? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, I'm reading everything. And if you want part 2 with even deeper analysis and unseen angles, smash that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, this saga is far from over.